Hey guys, Caller here, bringing you the first game between Firebathero and Much in the MSL round of 16, and this match is going to be played on Colosseum here. I'm very excited, as I always am, watching Firebathero, mainly because of his post-game antics, but also because he is quite a good player nowadays, actually, surprisingly. Last season he was quite famous for beating Savior, but that was pretty much it. I mean, he was a decent player last season, but this season he's gone on a tear, and here we have Firebathero spawning in yellow at the 7 o'clock position. We have Much spawning in the 5 o'clock position in, I believe, red. And Firebathero is actually on a 6-game winning streak leading up to this present game here, played on May 29th, of course. And Firebathero really isn't that great against Protoss players, statistically, so far, only 39% against it, but off of a 6-game streak, I don't know. I mean, I'd be a little bit scared of the FBH right now. Much is 58% against Terran overall, and, well, never mind, I won't go into his performance in the OSL. That's actually being loaded right now if you want to see a game that he played yesterday in the OSL. Check it out on my account. It should be up already, although YouTube is giving me a lot of problems recently for some reason. Really, they should just refund the money I'm paying them back, which is nothing. But anyway, Firebathero setting up his supply depot at the choke point. Probably will plant a barracks next to it, and that really is a benefit of this map for Terran. You can just pick up that early expansion almost for free by walling in here. A little bit reminiscent of Katrina in the fact that it does tend towards a macro heavy build here for both players. And it would be surprising to see a rush, of course. It could happen, especially with Much. Firebathero just actually playing well this season. Last season, he was very well known. If you haven't seen the last game of the Pro League series between NBC Hero and Lake Half, where he loses for his entire team, the grand finals of the Pro League, check it out. There's an English commentary on SC2GG Rise's account. Very funny guy, Rise, fellow New Yorker, as I am, and he's just, I mean, not to spoil it, well, I already spoiled the results, but Firebathero cries at the end of the game, and he doesn't GG for like a minute after his main base is gone because he's too busy crying on his keyboard to good game. I mean, just an extraordinary show of emotion from Firebathero, and you just gotta love it because he shows so much hubris when he wins that, you know, it's good to see him lose at times too. By the way, sorry, Much did go for a fast Nexus there. He went for a 14 Nexus. Firebathero probably going to go for a fast expand, although it's possible, given that he's walled in, that he will go for some sort of fast tech here and go for a rush. We'll have to see. Looks like Firebathero going for a factory before going for his command center, but looking like he's gonna only put one SCV on his gas, which means he will be going for a fast expand. But of course, not as fast as Much's expand was here, going for the 14 Nexus. That will give Much an economic advantage early on here, and Firebathero won't be able to do much against it because he's not gone for a fast tech build, although he could change his mind. Second gateway going up for Much here, so Much is going to be putting some early pressure here with Dragoons. No Zealots for Much, probably just going to get Dragoons and try to force Firebathero to repair that supply depot in the choke point and force him to get a tank out at least. Firebathero getting a good scout though inside of Much's base. Much now done with the Cybernetics core. And Much is another one of those players that everyone says is gonna show himself to be great one of these days, but so far hasn't. But he's doing well in both of these Pro Leagues, both of these Star Leagues rather, individual Star Leagues this year. So perhaps he will show us what he's about. That he's not much ado about nothing, so to speak. And a probe now scouting for Much there on the ledge at the second expansion. Firebathero getting his command center. And I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the games today. We do have Lucifer versus Jaedong, in which should be a very interesting match. Lucifer, of course, is a up-and-coming Protoss player who's on some kind of ridiculous winning streak, something like 8 or 9 games in a row. I'm not sure if he's still on the streak, but just winning 9 games in a row is insane on the pro level. And he'll be facing against Jaedong, of course, another masterful, the best Zerg around, basically. And really, what I was saying last game about Nada winning, I mean, he'll have to go through a lot of tough players. I mean, I do have to give that caveat. I mean, Citadel of Adun going up for Much here. I mean, Nada will have to go through players like Jaedong, like Lucifer, like Flash, obviously, in order to have a chance at winning. And looks like Firebathero drawing the Dragoon all the way to the top right for some reason before dying here, just to maybe even slow down the push here a little bit, because that Dragoon wasn't going towards its main base. I think Firebathero will have his tank out well enough in time to prevent any damage from these Dragoons, and probably building it right now. Looks like the tank is out right now, actually, so he will be able to deflect this very easily. Looks like a Stargate going up and a Templar Archive here for much, so he's going to be going for fast Arbiters, 2 base Arbiters. Perhaps he's going to grab a second expansion going for fast Arbiters here. And I asked you guys to go watch the game between Best and Flash, because Best does something similar in that game on Colosseum, using the fact that he has those 3 gas easily available to him to go for a very fast Stargate tech. I won't give away what exactly happens, but just very interesting play by him. And that was a commentary of the week between Moletrap and Diggity, so definitely check that out. But we're seeing very fast Arbiters for much, and so far I should have taken better notice, but I'm not sure if a comsat is up for Firebathero yet, so going for that fast expand, he might not get that academy until it's too late. Before he basically what he wants to do right now is push out before the Arbiter Tribunal finishes. He is getting his academy right now, and he needs to get that scan out, because one scan at the Nexus will be able to show the Stargate and the Arbiters. What basically Firebathero needs to do is push out earlier rather than later, because once he sees those Arbiters, he's going to know that much invested quite a lot of resources in getting those, and hence he will be low on the unit count. Meanwhile, Much putting up a pylon wall at his second expansion, very wise move that a lot of Protoss players usually do against Terran on this map. And looks like he's not yet producing it, but he probably will be producing that Arbiter very soon here. And we could be seeing some fast research. Meanwhile, DT also pushing up in the forward for Much. Might be able to take down the supply depot, actually. No, he won't. Firebathero reacting in time there. And maybe this will confuse Firebathero a little bit into what exactly Much is going to do here, although the response to DTs would be pretty much a good response against Arbiters, which would be Spider Mines and missile turrets. That will work against Arbiters to an extent. However, against Arbiters, against a couple of Arbiters, what you really want are Goliaths and not Vultures. You really want to have something to be able to be mobile and shoot those things down, because they will eventually get a good recall or a good stasis against you. And as a Terran player, you just cannot let those things happen. Meanwhile, Much has taken his second expansion now, and Firebathero trying to squeeze through. Not going to work though. These Dragoons are going to ward off this Vulture harass here. And now it's going in from the front, actually. He might be able to get in here. Looks like he's planting some mines, actually. Might be able to get behind this mineral line. He will get behind the mineral lines here and pick off a couple of probes before succumbing. Looks like, wow, also getting some hits off on these Dragoons. Wow, a lot of hits off on these Dragoons here. And Firebathero doing an enormous amount of damage with just these Vultures. Good work by Firebathero here. And I'm pretty sure by now he's gotten a scan at the main here. So going for another attack with his Vultures, trying to squeeze in here. Looks like he's going to be forced to retreat there. And this is the weakness of Much's build, is that he won't have that robotics facility. He won't have observers, and hence he'll be quite weak against mines. Looks like he actually does have his robo facility up, but no observers out yet for him. And we might be seeing a fast push here from Firebathero. Armory going up for FBH, so Firebathero will be going for Goliaths also to deal with the Arbiters. And looks like the first Arbiter is out for Much. Observatory also going down. We'll see what he decides to do with the Arbiter. It'll be important to see what tech he decides to go for, whether it's the stasis or the recall.